Now, as organizations are trying to strengthen their cybersecurity posture, and let's say they're part of that supply chain, what are things they could do to better their risk score, for example? So you're scoring risk on a lot of different factors. What are some areas that they could be doing to give them a lower risk and therefore more likely to win business and more likely not to lose it once they have it? Because I would imagine if I'm a small business owner and I finally get that big contract, the last thing I ever want to do is lose that contract.
Yeah. So it comes down to this, right? You have to be able to demonstrate to your customer that you have a robust supply chain, and you have robust cybersecurity practices. Um, you also, in addition to that, and look, we know this, right? If you're going to try and do business with a company, they're going to make you fill out these cybersecurity assessments. Great. Some companies are more diligent about it and they'll make you refresh them more often. Some will make you refresh them only at the time of contract renewal. But regardless, the first thing I would say to a small vendor or a large vendor even is just be proactive and be clear about your cybersecurity practices. If you have already identified areas of improvement, start working on them. Don't wait for something to happen before you address them. So first and foremost, do your own housekeeping, bring your own cybersecurity practices under control. And by the way, since you're a manufacturing organization, don't just focus on your IT assets. Your OT, your operational technologies assets are equally important, and more likely they are going to be needing more attention. Now that you've got your house in order, that's not sufficient though. You have to start looking at your own suppliers as well. Because you may be okay, but if your supplier is disrupted, you're going to be disrupted, so you're not going to supply your customer. So here is where your IT diligence comes in, right? Your OT diligence comes in. It is not sufficient to collect data from your suppliers once every contract renewal cycle. I mean, if you're setting up a 3 to 5 year contract, so much can change during that time, right? So bring in technologies that can help you automate the collection of cybersecurity practices data from your suppliers. Those traditional spreadsheets and documents that we have our vendors fill out as IT diligence, go beyond that, right? You bring in a system, and you can look at some of the examples Razorlink has as well, but bring in a system that will let you easily quantify, all right, where the gaps in the supplier cybersecurity practices are. Chances are you're dealing with hundreds of suppliers. You can't go after every single supplier. You need to be able to prioritize. So a system like that helps you quickly identify areas of improvement in your suppliers' cyber practices and lets you prioritize based on your business goals. So maybe that supplier has a disproportionately large impact on your revenue. Maybe they are holding some really sensitive IP for you. Those are the suppliers you want to prioritize first. Go after them, help them, work with them, right? This is not about yanking the business from them and going to someone else. It is very much a cooperative thing in supply chain. Help them improve their practices, their processes, make them robust, and ultimately you're the ones who are going to gain from it. So to summarize, take care of your own business first and immediately look at your suppliers, help them get better. You've already taken the first two important steps. And then as you see more maturity on your supplier side, then start working with them to go to their suppliers and then their suppliers and so on. So as deep as you can go in the supply chain.